Hey guys, welcome back to Will's Garage. Today, still doing some more work on the 2010 Dodge Charger Hemi. We got a funny clunking noise coming from the, where are we? Funny clunking noise coming from the driver's side front. Checked all the usual stuff while it was up off the ground. Everything feels tight. Took it for a drive. I hear the sound. It almost sounds like a strut, but I replaced the struts in this thing only a couple years ago. They seem fine. Nothing looks loose. Took a pry bar to the upper control arm, and I see play in the upper ball joint. You can kind of see it right there behind me. Alright, so this is the ball joint in question. You know, just by looking at it, everything looks like it's okay. There's no torn boot. You know, nothing looks out of the ordinary. And I got a nice long pry bar here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it just in between the spring coil and onto the control arm, and I'm going to pry down. And let's see if we can get it here. Yeah, it's not really showing in the video well, but you could see play, maybe like that. See how the boot is compressing down? That's the play I'm getting in this control arm. And if you're able to see the tire, you can actually see the tire move a little bit. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to replace this upper control arm. Okay, so now I got some light on it. You can see the upper control arm. Not much to it. You got the nut holding the ball joint, the upper ball joint there, and you got some hardware on both corners. Now these are captured, meaning that tab right there, I know it's really hard to see, there we go, that tab right there is actually holding the end of a bolt. That's not the nut end, that's the bolt end. Same on the other side. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go underneath the hood to get to the nuts. And on the driver's side, see if we can see it here. There's the one nut, and the other one, I don't know if I can get it. There it is. You can see it over there, which is sort of under the cowl. So I'm going to try to get it without having to remove too much. We're going to obviously remove the front tire so I can gain a little more access, and then get that nut off, slide the bolts out, and hopefully it comes apart pretty easily. As you can see, I had to remove the radiator fill / overflow container. Two 10mm bolts held it on, came up pretty easily. Left the power steering reservoir behind, and now you can see I get better access to that nut for the control arm. Old Faithful here, and we're going to give it a good whack right about here. What it's going to do is it's going to shock this, and the ball joint should just pop out. So let's give her a whirl. Bigger hammer. I guess it wanted to be hit in the side and not in the front. Anyway, so it's loose now. Let's take these bolts out. And there we go. So you want to make sure that this is the same one as the one you're replacing it with, because there is a left and a right. Get them on the ground, make sure they're both the same, and then put it back in the same way it came out. So these control arms have rubber bushings for the rear mounts. You don't want to tighten them when they're not setting down on ride height. You want the vehicle weight on when you tighten those up. So with these bolts being captured like they are with these brackets, I'm going to put the wheel back on. This nut's already tightened. I'm going to set the car down so all the weight is on it, and then I'm going to tighten the nuts for those back mounts while it's sitting at ride height. You want to do that, otherwise what will happen is you're going to tighten the bushing down in one place, it's going to move, and then when the suspension goes to travel further, it's actually going to start tearing the bushing. So you'll damage those back bushings if you don't set it at its neutral point. Okay guys, that's pretty much it. We got the two nuts tightened up. Now that the vehicle's sitting on its own weight, tires back on obviously. But that's it. Job isn't that difficult. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the little bell button, and leave me a comment below. See you next time.